iRacing 200. Minute can't get to the inside. Dan Cruz is there as they come through the tri-oval. Jeffrey Armistead is going to win the iRacing.Funny 250. Mayor is going to block, coming down to it at the line. It's going to be, I think, Dylan Parker's going to go back-to-back. He will win here at Darlington. And Luke Knupp is going to be a winner in the Slide Job Racing League for the first time. He scores first time in his career. Blaze McKinney is a winner in the Slide Job Racing League. He takes the victory here at Kansas.
Across the line, Dalton Kilroy is your winner.
Jonathan Parker scores the victory, and then more importantly, he scores the Season 10 championship here in the Slide Job Racing League.
And we welcome you to Dover Motor Speedway, where tonight the stars of the Slide Job Racing League look to do battle with the Monster Mile. It is a return to Dover for our first time since Season 10, the 5th time at the Slide Job Racing League on Tuesday nights. Heads to this racetrack. We've seen only a couple winners find their way to victory lane, but one of them ain't going to be here tonight. That, of course, being Luke Knupp here for tonight's race. The where in the world is Luke Knupp 175. Dawson Allen in the booth with nobody. Riding solo here tonight. That's okay. We're going to have some fun tonight, no matter what. It's always a lot of fun on Tuesday nights here for the Slide Job Racing League, and I think this race is going to be a show. Nobody to bounce off of tonight, though, so you're going to get sick of my voice very quickly. Don't you worry. We've got a good grid so far, looking to be about maybe 29 drivers in this session. Fastest lap on the track right now. If I told you who it was, you wouldn't be shocked. Of course, the man himself, the two-time series champion, Jonathan Parker, currently fastest here in practice. So as we get ready to go racing here tonight, and the where in the world is looking up 175. You see there, fastest lap time belonging to Jonathan Parker, Jared Wilson, his teammate, in second, and then Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Sean Kissane, and Michael Kruger. That's your top 5 so far. A lot of these guys we've seen have success here on JCTV at this racetrack, including, as we mentioned, Michael Kruger driving the number 41 car. He still has yet to find victory lane here. He has yet to find victory lane in the Slide Job Racing League, but I think tonight could be a very good opportunity for him. You see him right there behind Jonathan Parker, making his way down the front straightaway. You know, he's still looking for that first victory, but Dover is a good track for him. He has done well whenever it has ran on Saturday nights in the AMSOIL Truck Series, picking up the win in Season 2, and always being a contender at the end of these races as well. So definitely going to be one to watch here tonight is the driver of the number 41 car, Michael Kruger. But somebody else I think to watch as well, second fastest lap time right now, Jared Wilson. He has steadily improved over the course of this season. It's been very impressive to see how this 83 car has gone from maybe being, you know, as you would consider a mid-pack car, to having these fast lap times, fast qualifying times, and being up there at the front competing for the win. I think tonight could be a big step forward to see, you know, how he's able to do and what he can probably, you know, maybe accomplish if he can put a race together. He's had a lot of bad luck come his way, but I think tonight could be a way forward, so we'll see. We got about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in this practice session, and currently looking at on the racetrack, 7th fastest is Dayton Cruz in the number 1 car. Dayton Cruz, the only multi-time winner here at Dover in the Slide Job Racing League, winning back-to-back races a couple of seasons ago. You got to go all the way back to when this was ran in Season 6 and Season 8. Those were his 2 wins in this race. And then, of course, we mentioned Season 10, won by Luke Knupp, not here tonight. We don't know where he is. We think he's ducking somebody. Not too sure. But he's not racing, so we might see a new first-time winner here at this racetrack, or we could see Dane go for win number 3 here at Dover. It's all depending on how the cards play out tonight, but we'll keep our eyes on it. Looking through the rest of the top 10, how about Hunter Peach? One of the newer drivers here to the Slide Job Racing League, but he's not new to JCTV. We see him race on Friday nights in the North American Online Racing League. He is having a great practice run so far. Currently scored 9th fastest in this 26 car. And of course, you know, he made his debut not too long ago. I want to say just this last race is when he made his debut here for the Slide Job Racing League. Posting a 18th place finish at Las Vegas. Not really the best way to open it up, but of course some bad luck came his way that kind of knocked him back, but currently 9th fastest, so he's got the speed to be up there. It's just a matter of if he can make it there at the end. Just looking through some other drivers throughout the speed charts, you know, you see Donald Stern is currently out there on track looking to post a lap time yet to do so. One of those guys, I believe he's newer to iRacing, if I've been told correctly. So because of that, you know, he is still learning everything, but Dover is going to be a handful for a lot of these guys if this is their first go-about. Another driver I think that's got their first go-about here at this racetrack in league competition, that is the 38 of Matt Steiner. It's going to be interesting for some of these guys like, you know, Matt Steiner, like Donald Stern, like Duncan Fall in the 76 car, you know, guys that we haven't seen here. It's a very tricky track to master. As you see there, Matt Steiner spinning on the exit at 2. It's very tricky to master. Takes a lot to put down, you know, these good lap times that you want to see run. As we talk about, you know, good lap times, Hunter Peach just went 4th fastest. So it's just all about putting down the right lap times, being fast enough to be up there and contending. And so that's what we're going to see a lot of these guys start to do with these faster lap times getting posted. Speaking of another faster lap time, how about Austin J. McGill in the 21 car? Posting what is now the 3rd fastest lap time. There you see number 21 on the hood, decorated in loving memory of Leah Sage Hensley. Of course, that is a relative for driver Anthony Marshall. That, I believe, was his cousin, who unfortunately passed away. Before the race tonight, we will have a 1-lap run under the pace laps as a tribute, as a lap for Leah. So we'll have that moment coming up later tonight before the start of this race. So with about 1:15 to go in practice, what do you say we get picks to win? And by picks to win, I'm doing something different because I'm by myself. What am I going to do? Drivers to watch. First and foremost, it's going to be the cruise missile. He's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. 2 wins here at Dover, and he was fast last time we were here as well. This one car is definitely going to be somebody to keep your eyes on. You want to make sure that you don't let him slip. As I mentioned it, he just went 2nd fastest in practice, so there you go. The reverse jinx. He's picking up the pace. Second guy to keep your eye on is going to be the driver of the 41, Michael Kruger, still hunting this first career win in the Slide Job Racing League. He has come close. He has been up there in contention, but not yet able to find victory lane. Could tonight be the night that he breaks through and wins his first win, his first career win in the Slide Job Racing League? And then another driver to keep tabs on, somebody you don't want to miss out on. I'm going to go with somebody that's not really a long shot per se, but somebody you really, you know, don't hear a lot talked about. That, of course, is, I mentioned, Jared Wilson in the 83. Keep your eyes on him and see. He's improved so well over the course of this past season. I think he'll be somebody to keep your eye on in this race as we head towards the finish. So those are your drivers to watch here for the JCTV crew, aka me. So Jonathan Parker is your fastest driver there in the practice session, which will now send us to qualifying. And the where in the world is Luke Knupp 175. Get ready to go. We're going to get down on the grid and see some of these drivers getting ready to qualify. Here is driver of the 70 car. This is Dylan Thacker. Ready to go out and qualify, one of our newer drivers. Of course, this season was his debut season in the Slide Job Racing League. You know, he's run 3 races so far, and it's not really been anything to remember. 27th, 25th, and 26th have been his finishes thus far in Season 12, but there's definitely room to improve, and tonight could be a very good chance to improve with a track as tricky as Dover to show what he's got. Dylan Thacker has definitely got the means to do so as he makes his way through 1 and 2, getting ready to post his first qualifying lap. For his first lap is going to be a 23.950. See the fastest time there just went to Jaden Porter with a 23.606, a fast time for that 28 car. Keep watching Dylan Thacker making his way through 3 and 4 to complete his second timed lap. He'll hit the stripe. It'll be a 23.893. Good to bump him. Actually, it will keep him in the 6th position. We'll go back out now and see Hunter Peach making his way onto the racing surface. Jaden Porter still currently your pole sitter. Will not get a second lap time, I know it looks like. So currently the 23.606 is going to be the lap time that will be set for Jaden Porter. Youssef Ghali just went to the pole with a 23.599. We watch for Hunter Peach, see some more drivers making moves. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, 5th fastest. Hunter Karsten is 7th fastest. JT Larsh, 11th. And Dane Cruz to the pole, a 23.589 for that one machine. Hunter Peach will cross the stripe this time for his first qualifying lap. It is a 23.581. The pole sitter now. Hunter Peach with a fast lap 1. Going for his lap 2. Can he improve? Making his way through 3 and 4 right there, hugging that bottom lane as he comes off the corner, heading for the start-finish line. Will he improve? He does not improve. Indeed, a 23.717, slower lap time, but still on the pole. We now head back to the 41 of Michael Kruger, rolling off the pit lane as well. Jonathan Parker is now up to speed. Matthew Chastain, Brett Bennett, Austin J. McGill, and Blaine Sparling are out on the track for their qualifying runs. Can somebody knock Hunter Peach off of his perch? Brett Bennett went 10th fastest on his first lap. Austin J. McGill just behind him at 11th. Jonathan Parker goes 6th fastest on his first lap as we now see Michael Kruger make his way onto the track. We got a couple drivers that have yet to qualify and may not qualify. We'll get that list to you after qualifying is over. Brett Bennett improves to 9th fastest, but that's his limit right there. It's as far up as he's going to go as we watch Michael Kruger. He runs that top lane through 3 and 4, setting up for a fast second lap, it looks like, in the 41 car. 23.847 is the first lap, 17th fastest, but Michael Kruger is on his fast lap now. Let's see what this 41 machine can do. See if he can go to the pole. Through 3 and 4, right on that bottom line as he exits the corner. He'll hit the start-finish line. It is a 23.623. That is good for 7th fastest for Michael Kruger. So we got one more driver out, at least on the grid. That is Dylan Parker, but he's sitting on pit lane, not going. Only driver out racing is his teammate Blaine Sparling in the 59 with 28 seconds to go. Blaine, it does not look like he's going to set a lap time. Has hit the wall on both his qualifying laps, so no official lap time will be posted for Blaine Sparling, so Blaine will be starting out back, and Dylan Parker sitting on the grid will not be making any laps either, so that will pretty much do it for qualifying. So timer will hit 0, and we will have an official lineup here. So let's take a look at your starting grid here, presented by JCTV. It is Hunter Peach starting on the pole tonight with Dane Cruz starting to his outside. In row number 2, it's going to be Youssef Ghali and Jaden Porter. Row 3 sees Ethan Fonseca Moreno and your 2-time defending series champion, Jonathan Parker. Row 4 is Michael Kruger and Sean Kissane. And running at the top 10, it's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer and Brett Bennett. In row number 6, starting in 11th, is Oscar Enriquez with Hunter Karsten starting to his outside. Row 7 sees Austin J. McGill and Jeremiah Kennison, who I believe is making his league debut here tonight. Row 8, Michael Thorpe Jr. and Matthew Chastain. Row 9 sees Jeffrey Armistead and Gabe Cazola. And running at your top 10, it's JT Larsh and Dylan Thacker. Running at your top 10 rows. 20th place, Dylan Dacker. 21st is going to go to Donald Stern, with 22nd being Christian Pacheco on his outside. Back in 23rd is Jared Wilson and Bridger Olson, who did not post lap times, I do not believe. Then it's Dylan Parker and Michael Walls, Dalton Kelly and Blaine Sparling, Duncan Faw and Matt Steiner. And then rounding out your field tonight, it's Robert Lukens and Darren Roy, and that is your starting lineup. Look at your race analysis. Luke Knupp is the defending race winner, not here tonight. Of course, the Where in the World is Luke Knupp 175, because where in the world is Luke Knupp? Why is he not here racing? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, eventually, but he won't tell us. And we mentioned the most wins at this racetrack is the 2 wins set by Dane Cruz back in Season 6 and Season 8, looking to see if he can add a 3rd win to his name here at Dover. It's clear skies, 175 laps. Let's get out there and see who can tame the Monster Mile. So that lap there, of course, I mentioned the lap for Leah. Austin J. McGill leading the field in a special pace lap there for Leah Hensley. Anthony Marshall, of course, thoughts are with you, buddy. Tough time. So we get ready to go racing. We hope this can be just even a slight bit of a distraction. Bring you a little joy, maybe, even watching these guys do battle here at Dover. We'll see how it goes. We've got 175 laps of racing, and the Where in the World is Luke Knupp 175. The pace car pulls off, leaving the field in the hands of Hunter Peach and Dane Cruz as they round through 3 and 4. The green flag is going to fly, and we are racing here at Dover. Quickly, Youssef Ghali going to send it 3 wide. Backs off of it very, very quickly, though. He shot right down and thought about making it 3 wide on the exit in the entrance of turn 1. Instead, laying back. The battle between Dane Cruz and Hunter Peach for the race lead. But Dane Cruz will lead lap 1. Oh, Hunter Peach might have just knocked the wall down there on the exit of turn 2. A little bit further back here, Ethan Fonseca Moreno trying to work the outside lane there. Sean Cassane, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer right there as well. Brett Bennett, all in this big mix of cars right here. Still double wide, not able to really get single file. Slowly they start to make their way into a single file line. Brett Bennett, the lone straggler in the outside lane in 8th right now. Sean Cassane and Brett Bennett just hit the wall. And everybody in the background, you can see a lot of people hitting the wall. And we're going to see that a lot in tonight's race. This wall is just so inviting to pull you in. It's just so hard, to run laps at Dover with that in mind. It almost feels like Miles is reaching out to pull you in. And we're going to see a lot of guys struggle with that here tonight as this race goes on. You'll see Oscar Riquez kind of hit the wall there on exit as well. In the background, like JT Larch might have gotten the wall as well back in 20th. It's just a never-ending battle with this racetrack to try to keep from hitting that wall. But right now, Dane Cruz out front to a good lead right now, about 0.4 of a second almost over Hunter Peach, our pole sitter Third place already. Jonathan Parker has made his way up into position number 3. Jaden Porter sliding on the exit of the corner, battling with Ethan Fonseca Moreno for 4th. Moreno trying to work the top side of that number 29 to take over position 4. And I do believe I have some help. I've got some backup. It's no longer a single-man booth. We have got the assistance of the one, the only, the voice of JCTV. Adam Kuhn is here with us. Adam, buddy, you're a bit late to the party, I'm not going to lie. But 7 laps in so far. Dane Cruz is out front at Dover. Is that a shocking revelation?
No, that is not a shocking revelation, but that start of the race was really fascinating, Dawson. Really frantic, really aggressive, but you mentioned just when I got in here, these guys are going to be racing the racetrack more than each other really when we get into this long run, and we're starting to see it already.
Yeah, very quickly the top 3 have gotten away. You see Peach, Parker are right there with Cruz, not too far off, but then about a 2-second gap to what would be 4th place, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He's a 1.5 back of Jonathan Parker right there. It's a second group with him, Porter, and Kassane. Then Michael Kruger, then Brett Bennett, Oscar Enriquez right there in 9th, and then Austin J. McGill up to 10th. Very sporadic, very different racetrack, very different, you know, groups kind of building up right here.
I mentioned that start of the race. Yusuf Ghali, the really aggressive move going to turn 1. He continues to slip through the field, Dawson. He is 12th, and Michael Phillips Jr. is trying to put pressure on him. Maybe a little contact with the wall down the front straightaway here, but not even 10 laps complete, and Yusuf Ghali with a 3rd place start is hanging on for dear life here.
Well, this doesn't shock me considering what we saw last week. He did the same exact thing at Vegas. He started on the pole and he faded back at the beginning of the race. The opening run, he kind of dropped back. But after that, he made his way back forward to the front of the field and had a chance at the end if a pit stop went his way. But, you know, that's not shocking to see Yusuf kind of dropping back in the early run. He's better at a late run kind of guy, it seems like. But, you know, we'll keep our eyes on that 54 as this race goes on. And Adam, I had to pick drivers to watch, but now we're going to add a slot in for you, and I'm going to let you pick now. You can't pick Dane Cruz. You can't pick Michael Kruger. You can't pick Jared Wilson. Who you got?
I'm going to pick one of the obvious ones. The Polish Hunter Peach, you mentioned, made his debut last week. Really made his debut like 2 weeks ago, and he was up here in the booth with us at Richmond, and then he just liked what he saw, I guess, out of Richmond, so he's raced the last 2 weeks, and he has really shown strong tonight. And I think another guy to watch is going to be Jonathan Juggensmeyer. He is strong already. He's faded back a few spots, but I think this might be a track where he can prove a lot of people. We always talk about him, and we see a battle for the lead, though, Dawson.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned Hunter Peach, and it's funny you did it, because just as soon as you did, Hunter Peach was closing up for the race lead on Dane Cruz. But now it's going to go back to a 3-horse battle. How quickly these 3 have jumped out to a huge gap over 3rd place. But then Hunter Peach just disappears, reappears. But this 3-car battle here.
That's going to make Jonathan Parker very unhappy if that continues.
Hopefully it's a one-time thing for Peach, and we can have ourselves a good 3-car battle for the lead here at Dover. How would that be? Dane Cruz, of course, one of the more successful drivers. He's been off in the past couple of races he's ran. Last season just didn't go his way. He's looking to change the tides here at one of his best tracks. Hunter Peach coming in his 2nd race, and we got a caution, though. Wrecked out back. It's Blaine Sparling. It looks like it's Duncan Faw, Matt Steiner, yes.
Jared Wilson has a bunch of damage as well. He's driving down the back straightaway. Oh, Duncan Fall spins right in front of the leaders trying to get out of the way.
We'll take a look at your JCTV replay and show you what just happened to lead to that accident. It looks like it starts with Blaine Sparling and Jared Wilson on the exit of turn 4, and it goes from the exit of turn 4 all the way down into turn 1 right there. Just contact with Jared Wilson. And he gets, then Duncan Fall, nowhere to go. And right here, you'll see Matt Steiner trying to avoid the accident. And he'll find a spun around Duncan Fall.
I think Matt Steiner's going to be pretty okay after that. Just fix the front end. Maybe not. Duncan Fall just kept hitting him.
Duncan Fall had nowhere to go, trying to get back up the hill, and Steiner had the opening on the outside lane, then just nowhere to go.
I would like you to please show the replay of Blaine Sparling going back to pit lane, because he was a dog tracking around the entire half of the track after that crash, and that was a sight.
You're not kidding. I think it's the first time I've seen that happen in iRacing. Something like that. That's one way to try to get to pit lane. That's one way to do it.
Thank you, Dawson.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was great. Right there, contact with the wall, then turns down into Jared Wilson. And like I mentioned, nowhere for Duncan Faw to go. And then Matt Steiner as well. He was going high to miss it all. And Duncan Faw spins up to the top lane, trying to get out of the way.
Well, the leaders had some split decision here under this caution on what to do for pit road, Dawson.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 17 laps.
Jonathan Poker looks like he led those down pit road. Ethan Fonseca Moreno followed him, and they're going to start well outside the top 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, 17 laps pretty much you ran under green flag conditions. It's a big difference. It was a big choosing decision on what to do. Yusef Gali came down pit lane as well, only taking fuel. But Jonathan Parker came down. Ethan Fonseca Moreno came down. Jaden Porter made it way to pit lane. Michael Kruger, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. It's very, very interesting to see some of these guys that decided to come down pit lane. You know, maybe that's the right call, but at the same time, you're putting yourself in a world of danger at a track like Dover. It's so hard to make these moves and pass, and it's so dangerous as well because anything could happen. You could have somebody well up ahead of you smack the outside wall, and suddenly you're facing the inside wall, wrecked out. So the pace car will dive off. Dane Cruz is going to lead the field back to the green flag on lap number 19. Oh, Hunter Peach having issues on the restart. He gets into the outside wall as the green flag flies, but Peach having issues on the go. Wickley fades back now outside of the top 10. Beach still way up high.
That restart had the makings of a disastrous restart, but that was not the way I was expecting it to go. I'm not sure what's happening with Jonathan Parker. I'm watching him through the field because he keyed up on the radio very upset and angry with some racer out there about something, but it seems like the 48's okay for now.
Oh, Moreno tried to make a move on Matthew Chastain, blocked him down the backstretch. Ethan's going to go the high side.
That was a great recovery for Ethan to make it into an outside pass and to get 2 for 1 with Hunter Peach there.
Fresh tires already up to 12th is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, but up front, how about Sean Cassane following Dan Cruz now? Moreno still trying to make moves. Jonathan Parker not too far behind. See everybody chasing Hunter Peach. Matthew Chastain gets the wall. A lot of guys in the wall in the background there. A little like Darren Roy, JT Larson, Donald Stern, all in the wall. Man, it is just a rough and tough battle between these guys.
Oh, Kruger is trying to be really aggressive. He's trying to keep up with Jonathan Parker, and it's not going well. He is oh, Hunter Coaston got the wall right next to Jonathan Parker. But Kruger is watching Jaden Porter and JP race away with all these cars on older tires in between them.
Jaden Porter just blinked out a bunch. You know, Michael Kruger is not happy having to try to play, you know, this cat and mouse game and chasing everybody that's well ahead of him. Ethan Fonseca Moreno up to 9th. There you see Jonathan Parker
he's
making
going to make contact with Coaston.
Oh, Karsten!
Huge crash.
Jurgensmeyer's in it. Looks like Larson and Roy both are in it.
That
And
was another case of them just not stopping there, Dawson, into the front straightaway.
Take a look at what happened on your JCTV replay.
Unfortunately, Jonathan Jürgensmeyer is destroyed after that. A lot of people. Hunter Carson still stopped there.
Carson drifted up into Kruger, into Jürgensmeyer. Stern gets involved, and right there, Darren Roy and JT Larsh both involved. See it all right here from turn 1. Carson will drift up in the background right there, turn back across the track, and then down they go into the inside wall. Donald Stern, it looked like the 50 car of Jeremiah Kennison Jr. is in it. Darren Roy, JT Larsh, both swept up in it. Hard to tell which of the twins was in the background. It looked like it might have been Darren Roy gets turned, and then JT Larsh had nowhere to go. So that's on board with Darren Roy. We'll go on board with JT Larsh here and show you what happened from the 4 car. You're clear of it. Oh, and then just nowhere. Go for JT Larsh. So that accident is going to bring some more drivers down pit lane. We've already got a lot of guys out of this race very early here. Duncan Falk currently scored 31st and last. Blaine Sparling out as well. Jared Wilson is out of this race, 29th. Unfortunate ending for him. Another race, another moment being taken out for someone else's accident. Hunter Carson and Darren Roy both currently on pit lane. JT Larsh looks like he is out of the race as well. But how about this, the way it's shaken up? Oscar Enriquez and Brett Bennett stay out. They're 1 and 2. Gabe Cazzola as well, 3rd, have yet to pit. Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Jonathan Parker just behind them have already come down pit lane once. Jeffrey Armistead in 6th has yet to pit. You got to go all the way back to 12th place. Dane Cruz, the first of the newer drivers to come down pit lane to the top 11, electing to stay out under this caution.
This is going to be a lot better situation for Dane Cruz here than it was for Ethan and Jonathan on the last restart. Still going to be dicey, I think, Dawson, but at least they're a little bit higher up in the field than everyone else was on that last restart, for those who decided to pit.
Well, you see the field is going to go double file, back ready to go racing here. On lap 29 is when we'll get the green flag. 2 cautions so far in this race. Both have been some pretty sizable accidents, taking out a couple cars. We saw a 3-car accident back on lap 17, and then just recently that big pileup that took out about maybe 6 cars. Miles is feasting on some of these, on some sheet metal tonight, it looks like, and he's probably still hungry for a little bit more, so keep you on your toes and see maybe who is next up. Oscar Enriquez, Brett Bennett, Gabe Cazzola, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Jonathan Parker. That's your top 5 as we get ready to go back green here. Pace truck is off. Heading for the Geico restart zone. But Oscar Enriquez getting ready to take a crack at leading this field to green here at Dover. A much better restart for second place as the green flag flies. Enriquez takes to the point. Look at Moreno trying to work the outside of Brett Bennett. And Parker was on the inside of 3 wide for just a split second. Moreno can't quite clear Bennett yet, drifting up, but he's going to get by him for second. Here comes Jonathan Parker as well. Oh, sliding, spinning, it's Michael Thorpe Jr. Does he save it? What a save! You want to talk about save of the year? That is save of the year by Michael Thorpe Jr. Unbelievable.
Everyone on the radio saw that keying up right now as well. That was phenomenal by 34.
It's one thing to have made a save like that. As that happened, Ethan Fonseca Moreno took the lead. Jonathan Parker took second. You want to talk about a save? Let's talk about a save here. We're taking you back to show you this one because it is that remarkable. How he is not head first in the outside wall, in the inside wall. It's beyond me.
And this is probably the most challenging track he could have done that at, Dawson.
He misses the inside wall, slides it through the corner, sideways, sideways, sideways. Back even. Man. Bravo to Michael Thorpe Jr. on that save. That was doing it at a track like Dover, too. Man, that is tough to do. But he does it. Back in the background here, Dylan Parker getting by Brett Bennett. 4/10. You see these guys that didn't take tires are all back here. You see Dalton Kelly going to the outside, making it 3 wide with his teammates. Kelly as well is on fresh tires, but the older tires fading back quick.
Oscar has just been a pinball literally on this restart. He hasn't made contact, but everyone has just been trying to pick a lane around him and dicing and throwing him everywhere he just shouldn't be right now on these old tires. And finally he's out on the outside, but Dalton Kelly definitely made that challenging for him.
Back up front, Jonathan Parker has got his sights set on the back bumper. That 29, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Of course, that big story coming out of last week. Ethan Fonseca Moreno picked up his first career win in the Slide Job Racing League last week. Finally, it took so long for him to finally break through. But you know what I said last week? It only was going to take one, and once he got one, he was going to get more. And I feel like we have a chance to see that tonight. Saw Gabe Gazzola have some contact with the outside wall on the back straightaway.
Crash on the back straightaway, the 50's going around. So we stay green.
He's buried in that inside wall back there.
He has been... Oh, he's backwards to the leaders as they're coming through turn 2. I think we're going to be good here with him down on the apron.
He is driving it backwards to that opening on the apron. He's going to get it spun about and get it back going. I could hear that. I don't know if the broadcast could hear that, but that sounded like Brett Bennett screaming "Tracks clear, Tower." We got a battle for the lead coming up here. Here comes Jonathan Parker now to the inside of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Jaden Porter battling Christian Pacheco for third as well, back in the back, but not too far back either. Dane Cruz is in fifth, but look at this. Parker pinched to the bottom by Moreno. And Ethan's going to hold on to the race lead for now.
That battle you mentioned behind Jaden Porter just barely caught the apron and they're going through 1 and 2, and there's going to be contact off of 2 between he and Pacheco.
Trying to get up there and get to third, but that's got Dane Cruz down on the outside looking for fourth. Cruz going to get the outside wall. And Jaden Porter finds a spot in line and gets back into fourth. See how quickly they've stacked up. This is Pacheco all the way back. Looks like Sean Kissane, 3rd through 9th, all in a line right here. Bridger Olsen making a move on Michael Kruger now.
I've been watching this battle pretty much, oh my gosh, since they've gotten strung out like this. And Bridger Olsen is getting blocked all over the place by Sean Kissane, and now he is putting Michael Kruger up to that high side, trying to get that pass, and he's clear on the back straightaway now. As Austin G. Rodero is going to lose a spot to Cruz, and Bridger trying to take advantage of that in turn 3, couldn't do it, but they are still battling fierce ahead of them for third.
Yeah, they are not letting up. Jaden Porter now with help from Dane Cruz pushing him down the back straightaway, down the front straightaway as they go side by side for third with Porter and Pacheco. Dane Cruz is trying to get by them both if he can. He's all over the back of that 28 car. He tried to make the outside lane work. It didn't work, so now he tucks back to the inside lane. You see there? Oh, my goodness. Bridger Olsen fills that hole quickly. McGill stuck on the outside. Pacheco now outside of Olsen. They are racing like it's the last lap here, battling for these spots. But Jaden Porter and Dane Cruz clear for third and fourth. Battle for fifth between Olsen and Pacheco. Looks like Olsen is going to clear this one. And now Austin J. McGill has to try to set his sights. Ooh, Sean Cassane sent it to the bottom. Wasn't able to make it in time. Now he's side by side with Michael Kruger for eighth. Fall back in line. Re-rack him, restack him. Now Dane Cruz going for third. On board with Dane Cruz, heading into turn 3. Gets to the inside of Jaden Porter. Looks like he's going to get by with ease. Not just yet. Still outside.
Slight slide on the back straightaway for Gabe Cazzola. He saves it. He was battling in sixth, or trying to go for the 16th position.
Things are starting to get a little more calm. You see Dane Cruz and Bridger Olsen cleared for third and fourth over Jaden Porter. Austin J. McGill and Sean Cassane sit sixth and seventh, and Christian Pacheco is back to eighth. And then back behind him is Michael Kruger in ninth, Dylan Parker 10th. And, you know, I think we mentioned him very slightly last week, and we mentioned him just very quickly tonight as well. How about Dalton Kelly running 11th right now? A great run for that 03 car.
Yeah, Dalton did post a qualifying lap tonight, so started out towards the back and just quietly made his way up through the field in this opening run with all the different strategies going on and trying to take advantage of whatever strategy he chose there. And you mentioned he's on the fresher tire, so trying to drive to the front right now in 11th and going to try and get to Dylan Parker here so he can start battling towards the top 10.
Yeah, you mentioned one of the biggest movers tonight, starting back in the 26th position as well. Dylan Parker started 25th there, both up 15 spots. Biggest mover so far in this race is Bridger Olsen, up 20 from the drop of the green flag. Started 24th, now up to 4th. But how about a battle for second? A change. Dane Cruz gets by Jonathan Parker. Now he looks forward, out the mirror, out the windshield. Wow, I can't talk tonight. 0.8 of a second is the gap up to Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Looked like Sean Cassane got the wall in the background of the backstretch there. Knock him around. You see Michael Kruger getting passed by Dylan Parker for 9th. Dalton Kelly not far behind.
Parker inside of Christian Pacheco, Dylan Parker that is.
Jonathan Parker
As
losing
Pacheco
another spot.
Continues to slide through the field. I'm sorry, Dawson.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I cut you off there. I was going to say, you mentioned Dylan Parker making a pass. Jonathan Parker just got passed. He is fading back now. Passed by Bridger Olsen. Now on equal tires is Jaden Porter. But Porter seems to have done a little better job saving it, looks like, because he is caught up to this 48 car. Jonathan Parker might fade back a little more.
Yeah, I was going to mention when you said Dane caught and passed JP that he was caught by that pack we were watching, but they just kind of simmered out with that pack. They started racing amongst themselves, but yeah, Bridger has since passed JP and Jaden Porter, trying to line up this 48 so he can get another position. Here he goes into turn 1, and Austin J. McGill, trying to say not far behind here.
You would think a guy who loves Jimmy Johnson so much would actually be good at Dover as well, but it doesn't seem like Jonathan Parker's able to really, make it work as well as Jimmy did. Jimmy's come here, dominate this racetrack, and JP kind of hasn't been able to do much of that. It's been Dane Cruz has been the one to kind of dominate since Jonathan started racing here in the Slide Job Racing League. The one race they ran thus far, Jonathan Parker did finish second. Really wasn't too big of a factor. 37 laps led, second place, but led those on a strategy call, if I do recall right. But up ahead, Ethan Fonseca Moreno still leading. Dane Cruz not really catching the 29 car, but he's trying to see if he can't go contend for this lead.
Sean Cassane trying to work the top side and is going to get the pass done on Jonathan Parker. Here comes Dylan Parker. He's going to follow the 10 car into turn 3, slides way up the checker. I'm not going to be able to get that done, but he's still going to be side by side here off a 4 with a good run.
I think he was able to get that done, Adam.
Yeah, okay.
They get by the lap car of Donald
big
Stern
moment.
there. And Dylan Parker, it should come as no surprise to anybody to hear this phrase. Dylan Parker started out back in this race and has found his way into the top 10. Austin J. gets the wall in front of Sean Cassane and Dylan Parker, but man, Dylan is just so good at methodically picking his way through the field. Starting out back, making his way to the front, pass by pass, car by car, and then he finds himself in this position to have a chance at the win. He did the same thing last week at Las Vegas. I mean, he was pretty much just kind of in the race for the longest time and finds himself finishing second. You're oohing and ahhing. Something is happening, obviously, on the racetrack, and that was right there. Sean Cassane, getting the wall.
Just slapped the wall.
Yeah. But, Dylan is just, it's no shocker that he is one of the more successful drivers here in the Slide Job Racing League. Just, how he's able to do this so easily, it seems like. Picking him off one by one, isolating these passes and making the right moves to move his way to the front. Up to 5th now is this 3-car, 20 spots from the drop of the green flag today that he has moved up. Only the second biggest mover of the race behind Bridger Olsen. It's always wild to see.
Going for second right now.
Yeah, goes by Dane Cruz. So make it 22 spots for Bridger Olsen.
Dawson, you mentioned earlier, Yusuf Ghali, a lot better when we get to the long runs, and he's starting to make some headway back up through the field. I noticed he was 11th a few laps ago, got by Honda Peach and Christian Pacheco, and here he is trying to get by Jonathan Parker for P8.
Trying to get by him if he can. Still side by side, they go through 1 and 2. Gets that slight advantage right here. You might be able to clear on the exit of 3 and 4. And he will. So move Yusuf Ghali up into 8th. But it's all for naught because they are all chasing one man. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, coming off of his win last week, leads the way here at Dover, and lap number 60 complete this time by. We're taking on JCTV side by side. Don't go anywhere. You won't miss any of the action.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race
All right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
broken heart. I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know how. Never know how.
This season, Brad Keselowski knows there's nothing harder than winning. Not taking the High Line at Bristol. Not doing a post-race press conference with a bunch of psychiatrists.
Brad, tell me a little bit about your mother.
Not eating a huge turkey dinner, then trying to stay awake during a foreign film. Winning is even harder than getting pepper sprayed. Then being able to unlock a magic eye poster.
It's a shark.
Yep. Brad Keselowski understands that if winning were easy, losers would do it.
So, Ginny, what makes you an awesome different driver?
Well, there's a lot to it. Man, it's a rush. So what makes home selling with OfferPad awesome different?
Oh, so much. But with OfferPad, it's a lot more home selling stuff and a lot less bumping into people.
I don't bump into anyone.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at offerpad.com.
Man, running out of hot water, that's like running out of gas during a race.
You got that right.
That's why I'm getting a Richmond water heater, man. They're dependable.
A real winner.
They got everything here, too. And the prices, they're low.
Come to Menards. Check out our huge selection of Richmond water heaters in stock today. You'll save big money now. Low prices, lower energy cost.
Man, what an awesome store.
I'm proud to have them as a partner.
Let's go win some races for Menards.
Let's do it.
Save big money at Menards.
So what do you got in that loader, Tony?
Just did my mail run, Chase. 3,100 pounds of letters from the best fans on earth.
You have this many fans?
Yes.
You sure some of this isn't hate mail?
Nope. All fan mail.
This one's about weight loss.
That's not mine.
It has your name on it.
I'm a popular guy.
It says VIP membership renewal.
Not cool to read other people's mail, kid.
This isn't fan mail.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
You saved at the pump!
Woo! Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advanced Auto Parts. Learn more at advancedautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, Hotshot. Need a...
Joey, I don't know how you pulled that off, man. What's next?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, come. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca-Cola. Oh, Coca-Cola.
You saw it in nonstop. Pit stops are underway here in the Where in the World is Luke Knupp 175. And not to mention, we're not just having pit stops, we're having issues getting to pit road. One of the biggest problems that will plague our drivers here tonight, we saw Brett Bennett spin onto pit lane under that caution, under that commercial period, excuse me. But also, too, we saw, Christian Pacheco miss pit lane. Adam, Dover is such a hard pit lane to get to. Could you explain to the people at home maybe why that's the case?
Well, I have no experience doing what these guys are going to have to do tonight in iRacing, but from what I've seen in real life NASCAR, it's the worst because you are on probably one of the steepest bankings in the sport because it just sends you in the curve going into these steep corners here at Dover. And trying to get on pit lane is just swapping onto the transition there from the concrete to the asphalt, and it slows you down. Probably not as much as you would want, and sometimes it speeds you up if you're not doing it good, and you can go into the barrels head on, or you can do what Brett did and just wipe out and then wipe yourself out.
And the trickiest part about it too, pit lane speed I believe is 40 miles an hour, which is a very slow pit lane speed compared to what we see at other tracks, so it's a treacherous pit lane to get to and to work.
35 miles an hour.
That's even worse, 35 miles an hour. Now, I do want to point something out. If you look on your side of your screen, not Austin J. McGill, I want to go back and see battle with Sean Kissane and Michael Thorpe Jr. up in the mix as well. Thorpe recovering well after that save earlier, but look who's crept up into second. Look who's making his way towards the front even more. Dylan Parker now finds himself as the car chasing Ethan Fonseca Moreno. We've seen a lot of guys swap this position back and forth. At first it was Jonathan Parker. Then it became Dane Cruz. Then Bridger Olsen took a shot at it. Now it's Dylan Parker who is trying to hunt down that 29 car. Just go ahead, Adam.
Well, you mentioned Christian Pacheco missing pit lane on his first time trying to hit pit road, and he is now, as a result of that, 2 laps down, trying to drive through the field right now up to on track, 4th in line, and flying through these lead lap cars.
That's the benefit of the fresh tires, almost a second faster entirely than the leaders is Christian Pacheco, but of course he's going to burn it up quick, and he's going to stick himself in a really bad situation where he's going to end up being after this. But currently the free pass, as it stands, being in 16th place, so nothing too much to worry about for Pacheco if we were to get a caution or anything as things stand right now. But I do notice Dylan Parker took over second place, and Dylan Parker's been cutting into the lead little by little, not a lot, but Dylan has been able to chip into race leader Ethan Fonseca Moreno's gap.
Yep, stayed about the same that time by as Pacheco was going around the number 3 car, but he just looks so consistent going around the top of the track this late in the run, Dawson.
Yeah, the lap times comparative, Ethan Fonseca Moreno at 25.14, Dylan Parker at 25.12, so not a huge swing in favor of one or the other, but it's definitely in favor of Dylan Parker. He keeps tipping that scale his way bit by bit, piece by piece. That 3 car is gaining.
Battle for 4th on the Peach inside of Jaden Porter. You caught Jaden Porter quite a few laps ago. I think this is the first time he has finally shown a move on the number 28 car. Not able to do it there for the 26. Gonna have to wash up the track here in turn 3, regroup, try a challenger maybe from the outside lane. But he's better hurry quick because Yusuf Ghali is up to 6th. And Dawson, not long ago, we saw him just pass a swarm of cars in 2 laps.
Hey, Yusuf Ghali's been really good at making moves in this longer run. We saw it last week at Vegas. We're seeing it again here tonight. You know, Yusuf Ghali is making this look easy. And Hunter Peach,
here, including Yusuf.
I was going to say, Hunter Peach is no slob at it either. He has made ground up big time after his incident there on that first restart where he lost the outside lane with the older tires, and he's going to actually get the wall here. A little wall ride for the 26 car.
Dane Cruz is pitting, and so is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, this time by Dawson.
Jaden Porter as well coming in. You see everybody trying to get down on the banking. Look like some smoke out of Dylan Parker coming to pit lane. Hunter Peach is going to stay out and be your race leader for now. Trying to get your scoring back open for you here so you can see what is going on.
Oh, Robert Lukens missed pit road.
He'll stay out and keep going.
Dylan Thacker's going to spin and hit the wall.
Oh, Dylan Thacker.
Blocking the lane. He gets going and wait for Hunter Peach.
A quick look at what happened. Dylan Thacker coming to pit lane. We'll see it this time. He's getting down on the bottom. Getting set to try to come to pit lane. Comes in too hot, loses it. Bang. Right in to that pit lane barrel wall, which you've seen do a lot more damage to a lot of different drivers before, but
yeah, he was a little bit lucky he didn't hit it head on. But still, it's still not good to hit that wall and pick up damage either way.
So an interesting call. Sean Cassane, Jonathan Parker, Austin J. McGill, and Dalton Kelly going to run at least a lap or two longer than the rest of the field. Cassane and Parker staying out again this time. Cassane sliding there on the corner exit. But looking back, it looks like Dalton Kelly still out on the racetrack, as is Austin J. McGill. So the top four are currently on the lead lap. First car lap down is Christian Pacheco trying to make his way back on the lead lap. And not far behind, you saw there, Ethan Fonseca Moreno right there. Not too far behind him is Dylan Parker, now on the fresher tires together. Let's see how this 3 car is able to keep up with the 29. Looks like a slow car. Austin J. McGill is slow. Dalton Kelly slow in the outside lane, trying to let these guys go. We go back up to our race leader, Sean Cassane, currently staying out, not yet pitting, but we got a battle here for position. It is Moreno going around Christian Pacheco, Dylan Parker in tow as well. Looks like Jonathan Parker coming to pit lane. It's on pit lane this time.
Yeah, he slid a little bit entering pit road, but not doing anything dangerous to his car. We had something going on right outside of him in turn 4, a little bit of contact, but they keep going.
By Austin J. McGill right there to unlap, or trying to unlap themselves. Richard Olson going to go by Christian Pacheco.
Dalton Kelly, and looks like Dalton's getting ready to pit.
Dalton's way up high, not pitting yet.
Way up high, yeah.
Yeah, not yet pitting in the 03 car. Actually going to get the outside. Whoa! Almost came down to Dane Cruz. Keeps it off of him. But the field is shuffling around like crazy right now. Dalton Kelly slow on the racing surface still, but not yet coming down pit lane. See Moreno bobbled on the outside. There's a pass for what would be the lead. Dylan Parker to the inside of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. And he will clear. Once things cycle through, that should be the pass for the lead as Parker gets by Moreno. Cassane running the high lane. You see Dalton Kelly finally coming to pit lane. McGill and Cassane still out there 1 and 2. McGill is slow, pitting this time as well. So that just leaves Sean Cassane by himself out on the racetrack. And when they pit, it will cycle back around to Dylan Parker, who is taking the race lead. It looks like Cassane is going to stay out another lap at least. How about the move by Dylan Parker to get by Ethan Fonseca Moreno to take over what will be the race lead once things cycle through.
And I don't think Ethan's done battling yet because Bridger Olsen is getting closer and closer to the 29.
Moreno trying to get by the 47 of Brett Bennett. Oh, Bridger tried to get to the inside, had to back up a little bit, sliding there back in the background, but gets by. So now, as they come down the front straightaway, Dylan Parker will assume the race lead, this time by. So now put Dylan Parker out front. Now for those that stayed out, Jonathan Parker is currently scored 15th. Of course, he's going to have fresher tires than everybody ahead of him, as he just made a jump a couple spots past Gabe Cazzola and Matthew Chastain, and he keeps making his way forward. Past Oscar Rodriguez up to 12th already. Other drivers that just recently pit, Sean Cassane pulls off of pit lane in 16th. Might get passed by Brett Bennett here. He is down a lap. He'll have to unlap himself. Also, Jay McGill is a lap down at 18th, and Dalton Kelly is 20th, a lap down as well. We got battles all over the racetrack. Everybody going by Christian Pacheco here. There is Dane Cruz. He's got Robert Lukens behind, who's a lap down, as well as Dylan Thacker. Pacheco, though, getting passed by the 1 car, and now Hunter Peach looking to make the move here. This will be for 7th. Chastain getting by Gabe Cazzola. That's for 15th right now. And kind of looking back, Jonathan Parker, we mentioned he pit later than a lot of these guys. Currently sitting 12th. He is 2.5 seconds back of 11th place Jeffrey Armistead, who is about 2 seconds back of Michael Kruger, who's about 2 seconds back of Michael Thornton. And it keeps going up as things go on. A lot of big gaps here in the middle of the field. The race lead, the gap is 0.7 of a second for Dylan Parker over Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
They are in the midst of a 3-car lap traffic battle here.
Trying to navigate their way through it. Dylan Parker gets by both Matthew Chastain and Gabe Cazzola. Moreno now looks to set his sights on doing the same thing. Not too far in the background there is Sean Kissane, who is a lap down, trying to unlap himself. Just up ahead of the leaders is Oscar Enriquez, 13th place on the racetrack. We'll get ready to go a lap down here. Doesn't that just feel like a typical Dover race to you, Adam? Hearing something like 13th place is getting lapped?
Yeah, kind of. It is a lot of attrition throughout this race tonight that has set that tone, but through that pit stop cycle, as we see Sean Kissane with a huge lurch on Bridger Olsen here, like you mentioned on that fresh tire, a lot of it is now going to be because of these strategies we have seen in this long green flag run, and a lot of dynamic strategies going on that we have seen in front of us, and it's going to only continue throughout the rest half of this race. And how crazy is it throughout all of this? These top 3 can only be separated by about 1.2 seconds, while the rest of the field is this spread out.
How about this? Ethan Fonseca Moreno cut into that lead big time there when they're going through lap traffic and is still trying to keep pace with Dylan Parker. Still not back over 0.5 of a second when it was 0.7 before they got to lap traffic. Trying to get up there and see if he can't start battling and duking it out again. But Sean Kissane, lap down car, wants his lap back on fresher tires, wants to go by as quick as possible. He's going to make this move, and that's going to hurt Moreno when he makes the move.
Yeah, I think Moreno is going to be battling this 10 car here, because this 10 car, Sean Kissane, has been very fast on the short runs and also on the very long run, like you mentioned earlier. And if he gets an opportunity to get back on the lead lap here, it's going to be very dangerous, but he gets the job done there in 1 and 2, and now he sets his sights on Dylan Parker to get back on the lead lap the old-fashioned way.
The thing is with Sean Kissane's case, he's going to need a lot of help for a chance to be back in contention. He can unlap himself right here, like he's doing, but he will need some help. Maybe a caution to come out, maybe some pit cycle, some pit strategy to try to get the race lead back. It's going to be interesting to keep tabs on what Kissane tries to do here to make this work in his favor. But right now he gets by Dylan Parker as we've now got a battle for the lead brewing. Dylan running that top side. Ethan Fonseca Moreno hunting him down. Now with about 0.3 of a second the gap. We'll see, can Moreno pounce and try to make a move for the race lead? Jonathan Parker making moves. He is up to the 9th position now.
It's better for the lead. Dylan keeps changing his line a little bit, and Ethan keeps going to the bottom and right there in 1 and 2. I think it might have been a little bit different from what Ethan was expecting, and he was not. And here he goes again, Dylan going back to the bottom, taking Ethan's line away.
But it doesn't seem to be working on Ethan yet. Ethan is still closing in on him. Still faster, just barely that time for Moreno, but still faster than Dylan Parker. And need I remind you, last season's AMSOIL Truck Series champion, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, one of the wins in his quest for his championship came at Dover. So he knows how to find victory lane at this track.
Yeah, that was an unreal victory that night, just the way he dominated on everyone. And trying to do the same thing tonight, Dawson. Gonna have to finish the job, though, in this half because he's gotten a pretty strong challenge after what we saw himself and Dane Cruz do in the first half of this race.
Yeah, it started off at first. Jonathan Parker tried to crack at it. Couldn't get there. Couldn't make it work. So then it swaps around, and then here comes Dane Cruz, a guy we were expecting to dominate this race. He's not able to make moves. Then Bridger Olsen tries to crack at it. Bridger Olsen really couldn't get anywhere. But then Dillon takes over that second spot, and he chipped his way into that lead. Got close enough for the pit stops to leapfrog him, and now is currently holding him at bay when Moreno seems to be the faster car. Dillon is definitely going to be the threat that Ethan was looking at. You know, this is the guy that's going to challenge this win and be the biggest threat to Ethan winning this race. And he's doing a fantastic job taking Ethan's line away and keeping him behind him. But Ethan needs to change things up if he wants to try to push for the lead now.
One really interesting thing about this, I mentioned a little bit before as they were going through the lap traffic, Bridger Olsen had been keeping up with them, staying about a second and a half back, but he is, since they cleared that lap traffic, really fallen off from these guys and now well over 2 seconds behind this battle for the lead.
Looks like he's almost struggling with the handling of that car. Is McGill trying to unlap himself as well in 14th place. Fresher tires making his way to the outside. Just looking through the field as they run right now, here's how they line up in terms of when they pit. Everybody from first all the way back to 10th, just about on the same cycle except for one. They all pit about 30 to 31 laps ago. Jonathan Parker is the lone outlier in the top 10, only 25 laps, so 5 laps after the field when he came down pit lane. Sean Kissane, currently in 11th. Is the one that only has gone 20 laps. He was 10 laps after the leader's pit. He has rallied up to that 11th spot and is looking to try to push his way to get to Michael Kruger and go for 10th. Looks like Dane Cruz is going to have some trouble out back. Michael Thorpe Jr. looking to take that 7th place position away from him. The battle for the lead has kind of gotten stagnant. You know, the difference in lapse times has gone from maybe being about a 10th one way, a 10th the other way, to now it's within thousandths of the same. You know, they're not really gaining or losing anything, the two of them are.
Battle for 5th continues. Hunter Peach and Jaden Porter, the 26 and the 28. I didn't see how, but Peach got by Porter in 3 and 4 last lap, and then Jaden put the bumper to Hunter down the front straightaway, pretty much off of 4. But Hunter was able to keep the position, and they battled into 1 and 2 side by side. But Peach continues to carry the momentum on the top side and get the position for the time being. But the 28 is going to fight back here.
Jaden Porter not wanting to give up this spot too easy. 200 Peach trying to put some pressure on that 26 and force him into a mistake, hopefully. You see not too far ahead as well. Yusuf Ghali, is in 4th. Bridger Olsen up ahead in 3rd, 3 seconds ahead. A big gap between, you know, Bridger Olsen and everybody else. He's got 3 seconds ahead of him, 3 seconds behind him. He's on an island right now, just running laps. So this 67 has a chance to maybe make a move later on in this race when it comes to the final pit stop to try and get up there and contend for the win, but he's going to have to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks with the way this race is going so far.
Speaking of pit stop, Brett Bennett is on pit road. Only a small lockup this time, no other big theatrics coming to pit lane.
We'll see who that brings with them, but you see the battle for the lead, getting back into lap traffic. Dillon just seems to struggle when he gets into lap traffic, more so than Moreno does. You know, he is struggling to try to make the move, try to get through lap traffic. He's running the top side while Moreno's running the bottom, and you see how much Moreno's able to close up on that bottom lane.
And the lappers in front of him went to the top as well. Jeffrey Armistead in 1 and 2. This time, all the lap cars are going to stay towards the bottom.
It's a dangerous game running that top lane, especially with lappers like this, because if they watch on the track and they hit the wall, you're dead behind. You're right behind them. You're dead to rights, but you see they're going to hold the bottom. That's going to help Dylan as here goes Moreno to the outside to get by him. Oh, somebody down on the apron. It's Gabe Cazzola just up ahead of the race leaders. Moreno, though, has to change his line to try to make this move. And it looks like Pacheco going to pit.
Yeah.
Locks it up, but he makes it in there. Jonathan Parker up to 8th.
Moreno not happy with Pacheco on the radio, it seems like.
Moreno is just kind of stuck. Once they get strung back out, and just, it's the two of them, mano a mano, it just, Ethan is not able to have an advantage. He's right there equal to him. He's not running faster lap times. He's not running slower lap times. It's pretty much about even. You see the lap times there on the side of your screen. An 0.05 to an 0.39 is the difference between Parker and Moreno. And it's just fluctuating back and forth. Maybe one lap Dylan's a little bit faster. Maybe one lap Ethan's a little bit faster. We'll see when they hit the stripe this time. It's a 4.5 to an 0.9, just like that. An 0.28 to a 9.93 is the difference that time by. So Moreno has his laps where he's faster. Dylan has his laps where he's faster. But it's not much. It's incremental enough to where it's just staying the same. But see, Moreno going to try to change things up. He's going to go to the top side this time and try this top lane that Dylan's been running. See what kind of exit he gets here. He's going to get a big exit running up on the back bumper of Dylan Parker. Entering turn 1, Dylan goes top. Ethan goes bottom. They're right there on each other, but Dylan's going to have the run off the corner to stay ahead of Moreno. I don't know about you, Adam, but this is the kind of racing that I love. I love watching two guys duking it out, trying to figure out what line will be better, what they need to do to try to stay ahead of one or get past the other. It makes for a fantastic product. You see Dylan a little looser on the exit of 2. It makes for a fantastic race.
It just proves that these two are just driving their all right now, putting everything into the wheel and pedals behind their rig to just push it to the limit right now and drive as hard as you can without burning the tire too much, trying to save the tire as much as you can. But it's such a complicated balance with Dawson. You're going so fast too at the same time. It's insane. Oh, Dylan might have slapped the wall a little bit right there off the twin four.
Still close battle for the lead where everybody else. You see the gap to 3rd place. Bridger Olsen is 4.5 seconds back at this battle for the lead.
Ethan had a big slide with the rear of the car there off of turn 4, but it didn't slow him down much, Dawson.
He's still battling. He's still right there, keeping it up.
And that's just exactly what I meant a couple laps ago. They are putting it all right now. Just trying to see whatever you can do, and I don't think Ethan is going to try to do that too many more times because that's testing the limits as he gets mightily close to the wall this time.
Oh, Moreno going to try to send it to the outside. You see Matthew Chastain going to try to make the move to unlap himself. He is on fresher tires. He pit a little bit ago. And look at that. It's going to open the door. Here comes Moreno to the inside for the race lead.
Just a little break in momentum there for Dylan Parker. And Ethan took the opportunity. Almost made it work. I thought he was going to have it there, Dawson.
Couldn't quite do it. But Moreno is knocking on the door. Trying the bottom lane again as Dylan goes the middle. By the way, we've got 40 laps to go, and we still got at least one more green flag pit stop for these drivers to make.
Austin J. McGill on pit road, though.
Dalton Kelly pitting this time. Sean Cassane pitting as well.
Dane Cruz is pitting. Oh, he locks up and almost missed pit road.
But he gets down to it, and he makes it a good save for Dane Cruz to save his race. Ethan Fonseca Moreno pitting this time, and he's going to lock it up big time. Battle for position right here. It's Hunter Peach and Yusef Ghali as they battle. Austin J. McGill and Fresher Tires trying to get by him.
Ethan locked it up big time, like you said, but it looked like he was good on speed dust, and I think he was plenty good in terms of making it down to the 35-mile-an-hour.
Here comes Dylan Parker, sliding it, almost spinning it out as Dylan Parker coming to pit lane.
Virgil Olsen did the same thing. He was way more out of control, and he missed pit lane.
Oh, in front of Austin J. McGill! Spinning to the track, that's going to bring out a caution! Oh my goodness!
The entire time.
And that's going to throw a wrench in the plans of this race. Bridger Olsen is going to tow. Oh my goodness, did we just see what I think we just saw? Taking a look back at everything all the way back to that pit entry that he misses. Coming to pit lane, he locks it up right here on the banking. Trying to get down, misses it right here. So then he's trying to get back up to speed. He pulls up the track right in front of Austin J. McGill and into the inside wall. And there were a lot of guys on pit road at this time. Michael Kruger was on pit road right here. He had just pulled on. We had mentioned, of course, the race leader, Dylan Parker, had just pulled to pit lane. This was a disaster for these guys that had to come down pit lane, I think, and how this is going to shake things up. So here's Jonathan Parker scores your race leader, but here's this note too. He didn't pit that last time by. We saw some guys coming down pit lane there, including Dylan Parker, Michael Thorpe Jr., Jaden Porter. They've been up the road. Yusef Ghali and Hunter Peach came down this time, but Jonathan Parker did not pit there. If he pits this time, if he pits this time, then that's going to help out. But if he doesn't pit, look who's right behind him. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Currently scored 9th place, is a lap down. That would trap the 29 car 1 lap down. But Jonathan Parker looks like he is going to pit, so he will. So we go all the way back to Dylan Parker, who's in the background of this picture. So what that's going to do, here's how this shakes things up. You see all those cars ahead of race leader. We're going to go to the pace car. For once, ever, in iRacing, we will go to the pace car when we're showing you this. You see way back in the distance back there is the 3 of Dylan Parker. He's the second Pepsi car on your screen, all the way back in the top right corner. As these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wave around cars, they're going to have to make their way back around and catch back up to the field. How does that shake things up? It looks like right now Dane Cruz is the first car here. He is going to be 1 lap down. He is the first car 1 lap down. Sean Cassane is behind him as well, as 1 lap down. Those two guys are going to need another caution very quickly to try to have a chance at winning this race. Then behind him, you go Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He is now back in the lead lap, as is Michael Kruger, just ahead of race leader Dylan Parker. The rest of those cars are all going to be 1 lap down or 2 or more. Matthew Chastain is currently a lap down, as is Gabe Cazzola in this position. Robert Lukens, I believe, is going to be make that 2 laps down as well. But 2 cars will be back on the lead lap. That's Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Michael Kruger in this scenario. But they take the wave around, so they, at least in terms of for Michael Kruger, he was on pit lane when that caution came out. So he benefits because he doesn't have to worry about having had to run hard or anything. Moreno, I believe, had just pulled off of pit lane when that caution came out. So it really, it shakes a lot of things up. It's really hard to tell how that's going to change everything. But Dalton Kelly, I can see, is not happy with that caution coming out. 2 laps down now for that 03 car. Unfortunate after the race he's had so far for that to be the case. So we go back. Single file. Adam, we are under 35 laps to go. No more pit stops, really, unless we get cautions. How's that going to shake this race up?
It's going to be all go now. No more give and take, no more save tire. It's going to, once we get into the rhythm of the run, you might have to save a little tire so you don't completely burn them off, but man, it's going to be very aggressive here, especially with the jumboed up field. Man, this is going to be really aggressive, I think, Dawson.
Well, we'll see. It is Dylan Parker leading Jaden Porter, Yusef Ghali, Hunter Peach, and how about Jeffrey Armistead? Your top 5 as they make their way to the front stretch, and the Geico restart zone awaits. It will be. Make it 33 laps to go. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Parker out front. Yusef Ghali slots into second. How about Jonathan Parker working on the outside of Hunter Peach for 4th?
Great run there into turn 1 for Parker. Gonna clear Hunter Peach easily there.
And look who's up to 7th battling, it looks like, for a position. It is Michael Thorpe Jr. trying to rebound and have a good run tonight. And also right up here. Go ahead.
So, moment there for Yusef Ghali and Jaden Porter racing for 2nd. Yusef pinched Jaden a little bit through 3 and 4, but I was going to say, Michael Thorpe Jr. got saved a little bit by that caution coming out. When it did, he was keying up, he was pitting in right when the incident happened, so he was one of the ones on the fortunate side of the timing of that yellow.
See Dane Cruz ahead of him in 11th. A lap down is Dane Cruz. So he's just hoping for a caution to get the free pass and trying to hold on to it because Sean Kassane is not too far behind, looking to get up there and get by him. The battle for 2nd between Jaden Porter and Yusef Ghali.
Oh, trouble. Michael Thorpe slides again in turns 1 and 2.
Still sliding! Still sliding! Are you kidding me? Come on! You are not being real with me right now. We're going to take a look back quick, and show you this. Help from Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Oh, my goodness! Michael Thorpe Jr. knows how to put on a show. Looking back here, 2nd place, Yusef Ghali, Jaden Porter, Jonathan Parker. But they are about a 2nd back of race leader Dylan Parker. Approaching 26 laps to go this next time by. Oh!
Jaden Porter.
Yusef Ghali.
Big hits for both of them. We were talking about that battle, Dawson and Yusef, and oh man, those were huge hits for both Jaden Porter and Yusef Ghali. But man, I said I was going to get aggressive with these new names up front, but those were not new names up at the front of the field at all.
Right here, Jaden Porter sending it in, just overdrives the corner, maybe just a little bit, and right there, just hooked into the outside wall. It was an aggressive entry in the quarter by Jaden Porter right here. We'll see it on the replay again.
Man, and they had a bunch of close calls just holding their brakes up there with the whole field coming at them.
Drifted up just too much and into Yusef Ghali. Taking out both the 54 and 28 from this one. Take a ride on board with Yusef Ghali here. unfortunate way to end this race tonight for both drivers, who are both having really good runs. Jaden Porter up there, Yusuf Ghali both battling for second, but unfortunately going to be the end early here. Now, we got two drivers that elected to stay out here, Christian Pacheco and Michael Thorpe Jr., as well as Dane Cruz, who was the free pass. They are first, second, and third. Dylan and Jonathan Parker, first and second off pit road. Hunter Peach, Jeffrey Armstead, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, as they cycle out from pit stops. It is 25 laps to go this time by.
Dawson, Christian says he has no tires left.
So he is on what is left.
Man, that can't ever be a comfortable feeling at the head of the field.
Yeah, that's not going to inspire faith in anybody behind him, I would say for sure, but it's still going to be exciting to watch. So here's how they're going to line back up as we get ready to go back green here. And the where in the world is Luke Knupp, 175. It's Christian Pacheco and Michael Thorpe Jr. starting first and second. Then it's Dylan Parker and Jonathan Parker who pit this time, as well as Hunter Peach, Jeffrey Armistead, then Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Michael Kruger. Dan Cruz lining up 9th, and Yusuf Ghali still on track, but he is 10th after getting damage repaired. Matthew Chastain, Sean Cassane, and Gabe Cazzola are a lap down, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Then everybody else on back, 2 laps down. That would be Oscar Enriquez, Dylan Thacker, Robert Lukens, Dalton Kelly, Brett Bennett. They are 2 laps down. Jaden Porter probably going to be out of this race. A scratch from tonight, 3 laps down, still on pit lane. Austin J. McGill looks like he's back out there 12 laps down, just trying to scrape any spots up he can get, if he can try to get the spot on Jaden Porter. Bridger Olson currently scored 21st, 14 laps down, likely out of the race as well. And Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is back out racing, 93 laps down. I think he's picked up all the spots he's going to be able to pick up tonight, as he's gotten by everybody that has DNF'd from this race. That list starts at 23rd with Jeremiah Kennison Jr., Donald Stern in 24th, Matt Steiner in 25th, Hunter Karsten 26th, JT Larch 27th, Darren Roy in 28th, Blaine Sparling in 29th, Jared Wilson in 30th, and Duncan Faw in 31st. Well, Adam, it's going to be about make it 22 to go when we get back green here. What do you think we're going to see here in this last couple laps?
Man, get ready if you're behind Christian Pacheco. And after that, it's going to be just another huge battle, I think, between the 3 and the 29, if they can survive.
Well, let's see how it works. Pacheco leads the field back to green. Thorpe not able to get going.
Caught sleeping there.
But you see Jonathan Parker quick to the race lead. And Thorpe trying to fight to the inside of Pacheco. Look at Dylan Parker way up high on the racetrack, trying to generate a run to get by Thorpe and Pacheco. But Jonathan Parker somehow finds his way back to the race lead. Dylan Parker's going to go 3 wide. Slides up into Thorpe. Contact made with a 34.
Thought they were going to run out of space once they get to turn 2. They're going to settle it here. In turn 3 with Dylan Parker. Having a good run here, I think, Dawson. On the front straightaway, Thorpe is now clear in line.
Dylan's going to try to waste as little time as possible to get by Christian Pacheco. They're 3 wide again. Michael Thorpe Jr. in the middle. He's going to push up the track. Kruger gets the wall into Thorpe, but they save it. Moreno going on the bottom. Move Moreno up to 6th, now looking for 5th on Michael Kruger.
That was an aggressive move from Hunter Peach there.
Leaning on each other.
He gets twitchy.
And meanwhile, up front, Dylan Parker on the outside of Pacheco for 2nd. Pacheco slides up the block. Dylan's going to get the back bumper.
Oh man, that looked really bad. It looked a lot worse than what it was, I think, Dawson. But Dylan Parker, very unhappy on the radio right now. Here comes Hunter Peach to the bottom.
Dylan Parker may end up just shoving Pacheco out of the way here after that one. He's going to try to get to the inside of the 88.
Gonna open the door back up for Michael Kruger and Ethan Fonseca Moreno here as they get by Christian Pacheco. At least 3 does. Here comes Michael Kruger to the inside.
And Hunter Peach going to try to wrap the top side around Pacheco. Oh, Kruger in and around goes Michael Kruger. Moreno gets involved. And that's going to spin. Oh, my goodness. Airtime. Upside down goes Ethan Fonseca Moreno. And just like that, we are under the caution again here at Dover. And Ethan Fonseca Moreno, another race where he is so dominant at one point. He's not going to take home the checkered flag.
I had a feeling it was going to get this way, Dawson, but I was hoping it wasn't. Christian Pacheco doesn't... Oh, he's dog tracking. Ethan Fonseca Moreno's dog tracking. But
show the
Christian
replay.
Pacheco already doesn't have many friends on the track a lot of times, Dawson. I think that list is getting a little bit shorter after that.
Take a look what happened. Kruger trying to slide up, gets contact with Pacheco. Hunter Peach was 3 wide in the outside lane. Moreno gets contact, sent back up the track. McGill gets hit, and right there, Matthew Chastain just nowhere to go with that 29 car getting shot up the racetrack. And up and over goes Ethan Fonseca Moreno. We'll go on board with Matthew Chastain and show you this accident here on the front stretch. A lot of cars swept up in this one. I don't think anybody's going to get the free pass based on that one. Chastain, bang! We'll see them all appear on the front stretch here. 3 wide and Kruger drifting up. Peach already in the wall on the outside, and then around goes Kruger in the wall. Moreno sent up the track. Armistead got involved. Enriquez, Cassane, and then you see Moreno bouncing and flipping all over the place. Gabe Cazzola found his way in the accident as well. On board Jeffrey Armistead. Almost had it missed and then get hit by Austin J. McGill. Right here. Out of sorts goes Kruger right in front of Moreno, nowhere to go. And then he just gets shot back up the track. McGill nowhere to go. Armistead nowhere to go. Enriquez nowhere to go. And then Matthew Chastain absolutely nowhere to go. Well, through all that, it is Jonathan and Dylan back to row 1.
I think this 26 car is going to be really aggressive here, Dawson. We've seen how aggressive he's been in the long runs, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it's going to shake up this poker battle with him right there on row number 2.
Well, it's going to be 13 laps to go, and you see Jonathan Parker wants the outside lane on this restart. Let's run you down here and see who's even left to complete this race. It is Jonathan and Dylan Parker, no relation there in the front row. Row number 2 will have Christian Pacheco and Hunter Peach. Dane Cruz and Michael Thorpe Jr. in row 3. Youssef Ghali and Michael Kruger make up row 4. Jeffrey Armistead is currently scored 9th the last car on the lead lap. Sean Kassane 10th, a lap down, as is Gabe Cazola in 11th, and Dylan Thacker in 12th. Then it goes back to Robert Lukens, Oscar Enriquez, Dalton Kelly, Brett Bennett, Matthew Chastain, all 2 laps down. We mentioned Ethan Fonseca Moreno 3 laps down after that accident, likely not coming back on the track, nor is Matthew Chastain. So that should leave us with about 16 cars on the racing surface ready to go back green. Brett Bennett is doing something on the apron, not too sure what he's doing. Maybe sliding back in line where he's supposed to go. Not that it matters, he's 2 laps down, but hey, you know what? With how many cautions we've had, we could get to a point where some of those guys 2 laps down could find their way back on the lead lap. 12 laps to go. Pace truck is off. Jonathan Parker, the control car, heading for the Geico restart zone. Can he hold off the headstrong Dylan Parker in this battle of Parkers? Green flag is out. Only 12 laps remain, and the where in the world is Luke Knupp, 175. Dylan clear of Pacheco now. It's mono-e-mono between Dylan and Jonathan. Jonathan leads. Dylan trying the top side of generator run down the front straightaway. But don't look now. 4th place, Dane Cruz making a move back to the front.
Michael Thorpe Jr. somehow through all of this is still in it, Dawson, and he's going to try and challenge as well. He's following Dane Cruz. Going to try and get the inside of Hunter Peach down the back straightaway here. A lot of guys getting the wall on the back stretch.
Hunter Peach and Yusuf Ghali both got the wall there in the background. But the battle is still ongoing for the lead. It's 10 laps to go here at Dover. Who's going to hang on to win this one?
Cruz getting by Pacheco. Thorpe Jr. trying to make a challenge now on Cruz for 3rd.
How about Thorpe fighting his way back to 3rd? And something to note, Thorpe and Cruz are on fresher tires than our race leaders, so that could play a pretty good factor. 10 laps to the fresher tires for these two. We mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Jonathan Parker, big Jimmy Johnson fan. It's kind of ironic that he's not dominating this race like Jimmy Johnson would, but here we are at the end of this race, and look who's leading, but Jonathan Parker, Dylan Parker, washing up the track in 3 and 4. He is slow. Not sure what happened to the 3, but he drops all the way back to 5th.
He was just loose entering 2 and 3, but he has still not picked up the pace.
Oh, he's going to hit Pacheco! Pacheco in the wall! Okay. Pacheco trying to hold on to 6th place. Dylan Parker back to 5th. I mean, okay. But that enables Michael Thorpe Jr. to have a run at this race, and Dane Cruz still with a fighting chance as well. Five laps to go. Here comes Michael Thorpe Jr. trying to get to the bottom of Jonathan Parker. Michael Thorpe Jr. has not won since season 9 at Homestead. In that photo finish with Noah Mayuri, he's hungry for a win. To the inside he goes. How about it? Michael Thorpe Jr. trying to power to the front. And don't look now. Dane Cruz is in the picture still. Thorpe still on the inside of Parker. Can't quite clear. Cruz is going to have to make a decision. 3 laps to go at Dover. Cruz on the bottom. Right on the back bumper of Michael Thorpe Jr. Thorpe still not clear of Parker. Now he is. Michael Thorpe Jr. takes the race lead. And Dane Cruz makes quick work on Jonathan Parker to go to second. 2 laps to go. Both these drivers on long winless spells. It's been since all the way back in season 11 at Daytona in a clash since Dane Cruz found victory lane. In one of the duels, I should say. Both drivers winless since season 9. White flag, last lap. Cruz is going to have to give it everything he's got through 3 and 4. How about the best save of the year and coming back to win? Michael Thorpe Jr. finds victory lane once more, and the where in the world is Luke Knupp 175.
Unbelievable, Dawson. What an incredible race we just saw. I don't know where to start, to be honest. That was slide job night in America.
Not one incredible save, 2 incredible saves, and somehow he's going to get to burn it down on the front stretch here. What a drive by Michael Thorpe Jr. He snaps the winless streak, picks up his 2nd career win. And man, does that feel good for Michael Thorpe Jr. to burn it down. No, maybe Michael Thorpe Jr.'s got a knack for winning races in exciting ways. The photo finish at Homestead. A late race pass for the win here at Dover. But he is going to celebrate here tonight. So we'll take a look at your finishing results here. In the where in the world is Luke Knupp 175. Michael Thorpe Jr. takes home his first checkered flag since season 9. And Dane Cruz, who's been vying for a win since then as well, is going to have to at least wait another week. Jonathan Parker comes home 3rd. Hunter Peach with a great effort to finish 4th. And Dylan Parker fades back to finish 5th. There you see Jeffrey Armistead 6th. Yusef Ghali was 7th. Christian Pacheco was 8th. And Michael Kruger 9th. And then Gabe Cazola rounded out your top 10.
Sean Cassane is going to end up 11th with Dylan Thacker 12th. Oscar Enriquez is 2 laps down, credited with a 13th place finish, while Robert Lukens 14th, Dalton Kelly 15th, Brett Bennett 16th, and Matthew Chastain 15 laps down, 17th, believe he did not finish. Ethan Fonseca Moreno unfortunately taken out in that huge crash late in the going after leading so much of the race tonight. Dawson, he finishes 18th, and Jaden Porter 19th as well, involved in that. And Austin J. McGill rounds out the top 20 finishers tonight.
Finishing in 21st was Bridger Olson, unfortunately as well. A great run, sidelined by missing pit lane there. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer out of the race, 111 laps down in 22nd. Donald Stern, Matt Steiner, Jeremiah Kennison, Hunter Karsten, JT Large, Darren Roy, Blaine Sparling, Jared Wilson, and then Duncan Fall, all taken out by accidents. Michael Walls, you see, is credited with 32nd, did not start the race here tonight, but man, oh man, what an exciting race here tonight. First things first, though, we're going to have to talk to our 3rd place finisher, the guy who was not able to finish the job. That would be Jonathan Parker. Hey, Jonathan Parker, it's the boys with the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dawson.
Man, it's not the finish you wanted. It's not the finish you maybe think it could have been. But hey, still a great race tonight. 3rd place. What's that like for you after the chaos that kind of rained down on everybody else around you tonight?
Yeah, this race is bonkers. I know, like you said, it's not. Of course, everyone wants to win, but man, I didn't deserve to finish 3rd today. I did a bad strategy pretty early on, and I managed it even worse. I made a compounded issue. Just burn off my tires. It's just being undisciplined, but I got a chance at it, and that's all you could ask for, right? But Dane and Thorpe waited an extra 10 laps to get their tires, banking on there being another yellow, and there was. I probably should have figured that would happen, but yeah. So congratulations to Thorpe. He did a great job there at the end. There, he did a really good job. He's pretty fast all race too. But yeah, that was definitely a while wanting to catch my breath.
Well, it's not a win. It's a third place finish, but looking at the bigger picture, obviously, you keep the points lead for sure. You came into this race with that points lead. Another good run tonight is going to keep you ahead, but it's a close battle still. Thorpe now going to be just 6 points behind, but it's right now between the two of you for this regular season title. Really, how you feeling? With this stretch of races coming up ahead.
Better than the past few. The Vegas and Dover are very so hit or miss at these two tracks, and I missed pretty hard here tonight. I was pretty good at Vegas, but yeah, I was just the first thing I thought when I come across the line, I was like, yeah, it's a good point stay. I'll take that because that's how you win championships. Because we were running like 7th, 8th, most of that really long run, and then got an opportunistic yellow, and that got us to be able to finish 3rd. So I'll take the good points day, and I love Auto Club, so I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, Auto Club, of course, where you were able to claim the championship back in season 10, your first championship here of 2 in the league. But it's got a good stretch to close out the season. You may have the Jimmy Johnson scheme, didn't quite have the golden horseshoe that Johnson had at Dover, but close enough to get a 3rd place run.
Good enough,
Teammates,
yeah.
sponsors, shout outs, for that golden horseshoe. What you got for us, JP?
I'd like to thank first of all y'all in the booth. I know that Josh couldn't be here tonight. He's coming down a little ill, so shout out to you, Josh. You do an awesome job, and you guys did a great job. I'm sure filling in for him. So I really appreciate you guys, and obviously I know how much work you guys put in. And I'd like to thank Lowe's Cobalt Tools, LEL, the best damn soda out there, and Chad and Earl for keeping me calm because boy I needed it. And I'd like to thank everybody back in the voice call. They're pretty awesome.
Well, alrighty, that is your 3rd place finisher here tonight, Mr. JP, Jonathan Parker, 2-time champion, looking to see if he can go for number 3 this season. He's off on the right foot, points leader after 5 races. Congrats, JP.
Yeah, thank you, Dawson.
And we will send it down to Mr. Adam, who will be getting a hold of the cruise missile, Mr. Dane Cruz, here in just a few moments.
Hey, Dane, it's the guys up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you. What's up?
Well, I don't really know where to start with this race. You were great at the beginning, and then towards the end, kind of disappeared on us, and then we had the pit road mishaps, and then I don't even know. So, where do you want to start to talk about your race for the number 1 machine tonight?
Well, I was really confident. I was really fast in practice. I was really fast in qualifying. Started 2nd, and then ran that first whole run and was in control. And then got off strategy from those guys, and then I had to, work through them. Got back up to 2nd, and then after that, I don't know. I just forgot how to drive. I was destroying my right front. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I didn't know what I was doing wrong the entire night, and then just kind of rode around. I was gonna take 8th or 9th and just keep moving forward towards the playoffs, and but I pit, and then Bridger did something. He's been hard on himself about it. I haven't seen what happened yet, but yeah, that happened. I got trapped 2 laps down. Then just caught a couple cautions and got lucky and ended up 2nd. So I don't know how it happened, but I'll take it. It looks like a good night on the results sheet. Started 2nd, finished 2nd, but it was an adventure, and I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it. On those last couple of restarts, really, what was your game plan there? Seeing all the other guys kind of fall off there on the older tires, did you think it was going to come to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of followed Thorpe through Parker, and then dirty air hurts. I didn't have clean air for too long, but I know that you want clean air, and Thorpe just had clean air for the last couple laps, and I couldn't really do much from that point on. But he did good. He was better than me, and I don't know. It just feels good to be on the positive end of just finishing good based on luck. Like usually when these kind of races happen, I'm one of the front runners, and then I end up finishing 9th because I get screwed by the yellows. But this time it worked out, so I want more of this. Rather be good than lucky. That's the saying.
Absolutely.
Or wait, no, I said it wrong.
Well, yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You were a mix of both tonight for sure, though. Before we let you go, who do you want to shout out and thank for a run-up finish tonight?
Bridger, honestly, it'll look a little suspicious because we're teammates, but he's upset. I don't know what he did, but he brought out that caution, and I don't know. At first it screwed me, but um, it worked out. So thanks, Bridger, for being bad.
All right, thank you, Dane, for your time, and good luck next week at Auto Club.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher, like you said, somehow throughout all of that. Dane Cruz in the number 1 machine, finishing second, and now we head to Victory Lane, where this should be an interview of our time, Dawson.
Oh man, you want to talk about a fun interview that we are about to have here tonight. Probably the most excited, hyped interview we're going to have in a long time here on JCTV. Michael Thorpe Jr. finally breaks that winless spell, takes home the checkered flag. First things first, Michael, congrats on the win.
Oh my God, we finally did it. Thank God, man.
Man, you know, it has been a long time coming. You've had a lot of close calls there since that photo finish at Homestead back in Season 9. I remember that was one of the first races I called here on JCTV, here in the Slide Job Racing League, and coming forward now to today, we've had so many close calls with you. You had so many ups and so many downs coming to this point, but tonight, 2 incredible saves. A lot of just back and forth in the field, but you get it done at the end. What's that like here? What are the emotions?
Well, first off, this one's for Anthony Marshall because last week he lost his cousin's daughter to brain influenza. So this one's definitely for her. She's on the hood of my car and everything. So this one's definitely for her and for him. But holy mackerel, I have not won a race since Season 9. That is crazy. That is crazy. This one's huge.
Well, it's helped you as well. You are currently in a very tight points battle with Jonathan Parker for this regular season championship. The momentum swinging in your favor. How does that make you feel heading into this final stretch of races here in the regular season?
Oh, that's gonna feel strong. Can't wait for Auto Club. Oh man, this is crazy.
Well, I want you to take us through that spin that you had, the very early one that you had, that slide on the front straightaway. It looked like you were going head on to that inside wall, but you kept it off the inside wall, you kept it going, you got it spun around sideways in the corner, and yet you still managed to save it. What was that moment like for you going sideways there on the front stretch?
Just drive. That's the best thing I could do. And that's all what I've been doing for past all these races. Man, oh my God, I cannot believe this.
Well, you finally got back to victory lane. Finally got the win that you've been looking for since Season 9. What are the thoughts right now? Who you got to thank? Sponsors, shout-outs. We'll get that 34 team here tonight.
Well, definitely my girlfriend. She tuned in last few laps to watch it, and she tuned in at a very good time. And definitely my dad, my grandmother. Oh man, and definitely the rest on that.
Well, alrighty, that is your race winner here in the Where in the World is Luke Knupp 175, Michael Thorpe Jr. for his second career win in the Slide Job Racing League. Congrats again, Michael.
Thank you.
And like we mentioned, 2 incredible saves to lead him to parking it on the front straightaway and celebrating here tonight. Adam, it was hectic. It was chaotic. There was a lot of carnage. And we still got that fantastic finish out of it. What are your thoughts after that one?
Man, that was a phenomenal race. It went so many different directions I didn't think it was going to at different points, and we had so many great battles at the front with that green flag run, and then it just got so crazy at the end. There's going to be a lot of different drivers who are thinking that they got one robbed away from them tonight, but it's so awesome to see someone like Michael Thorpe win tonight, breaking that winless streak and having him celebrate the way he's going to celebrate this next week and everything else. It's it's just the cherry on top with it all, and what a great battle all the way to the end between he, Cruz, and JP.
Yeah, and it's something that Michael Thorpe has really worked on. I've noticed, a lot. Michael Thorpe is a very aggressive driver. He's always been very hard nosed, and he's a really hard racer. And he has had to work on kind of pulling that back and reining it back in, almost kind of like a Ross Chastain. He's very aggressive and he can get things done, but sometimes he gets a little too far over his head. But he's been able to kind of work on that a lot, and we've seen that a lot in recent races. Late last season, this season so far, but finally able to put one together and get it done, parking at victory lane. It's great. It's awesome. And you can tell how excited he is to finally get that win and get that monkey off his back. But we look forward. Upcoming here on JCTV, we still got more racing this week. Of course, we come back on Thursday for the San Andreas Auto Circuit Coast to Coast Cup Series. They race at Auto Club in race number 2 of their season, getting ready to kick in high gear season 2 on Thursday nights. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern on JCTV. This upcoming Friday night, the NAOR, North American Online Racing League, roars into the mountains of Pocono for race number 7 of their season, so you don't want to miss that one on Friday night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, this Saturday night, JCTV's flagship program, the AMSOIL Truck Series, heads to the high banks of the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, 7:45 p.m. Eastern this Saturday night. You don't want to miss that one. It's going to be a doozy. Well, we wrap up another night of broadcasting in the Slide Job Racing League. We mentioned Jonathan Parker coming out of tonight as your points leader. Michael Thorpe Jr. currently sits 6 points back of that points lead, well ahead of what would be third place now, Dane Cruz, who is back 124 points. It's a close battle here, halfway through the regular season, heading into this regular season championship battle. I want to thank you for tuning in, and a big thank you to Adam Kuhn for stepping up and jumping in the booth with me tonight and not leaving me hanging by myself. It was a hectic race at Dover, but in the end, we had ourselves a fun one. Congrats to Michael Thorpe Jr. on the race win, and we hope to see you in any of our races coming up here in the next week or so on JCTV. For Adam Kuhn and Josh Coppernell, this is Dawson Allen signing off saying so long and have a great rest of your night.